Welcome back, students. This is Mr. Holmes with another masterpiece of the week. This week, we're going to talk about C Escher. His full name is Mauritius Cornelius Escher, and we're going to be focusing on this piece before us here, which is titled Hand with Reflecting Sphere. He created this piece in 1935, and it is what it's called a lithograph. The word lithograph is derived from two ancient Greek words, lithios, meaning stones, and graphein, meaning to write. This practice is defined as a style of printing that makes use of the immiscibility of grease and water when they contact one another. So think oil and water, how they don't mix at all. The same kind of principles at work here. Other printing methods require etching and other forms of imprints. Lithography is unique because it more closely resembles painting. So this is 1935, and it is a lithograph. Here is C Escher again. He's one of the world's most famous graphic artists. During his lifetime, Escher made over 440 lithographs, woodcuts, and wood engravings, and more than 2,000 different drawings and sketches. Just like some of his famous predecessors, Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Escher is left-handed. So a fun little fact for my lefties out there. In addition to his work as a graphic artist, he illustrated books, he designed carpets, he made some banknotes, stamps, and of course made murals as well. What Escher liked to do a lot was play with architecture, perspective, and impossible spaces. He studied architecture for a time before he quit and went on to graphic design. So here's some examples of him playing with space and architecture now. Now the top left piece is called Ascending and Descending. It's one of his other most famous and recognizable pieces. As an example of his impossible construction series, as we saw in the previous slide. This work draws inspiration from projective and non-Euclidean geometries and paradoxical perspectives to create a physical architectural impossibility that explores the very logic of space itself. Now that's a lot of words I just threw at you guys. It's the space drawings you're going to do this week aren't going to be nearly as involved. So don't worry about that. But here's a master at his craft showing you what can be done when using space to its fullest. To talk more about this particular piece, Hand with a Reflecting Sphere, this lithograph just depicts Escher sitting in his studio in Rome. In the reflected mirror is held in one of his hands. We see light from the windows at the far end of the room, highlighting the furniture behind Escher and casts a shadow all the way across his face. It creates depth within the portrait. So we talked about value previously. So you're noticing different levels of value all throughout this piece and how it helps to create full forms in believable 3D spaces. You can see some of his other works on the walls behind him. This work is representative of his increasing fascination with visual illusions, mirrored reflections, and perceptual self-references. The plain background behind the orb focuses attention onto the reflection, but also causes the viewer to question the accuracy of the depiction. The hand and sphere appear to exist in a void in which only the reflection is real. The enigma is further enhanced by the fact that Escher gazes directly out of the picture instead of representing himself drawing the image. The fact that his face appears directly in the center of the sphere indicates his mastery over illusions. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this little dive on C Escher, and I will see you next time.